All right, we did it. We got through Christmas, and now it's New Year's. So I am glad that you guys are celebrating or coming into the 2019 with me. The 2019. I think it's all official, like the 99 and the 5. We still have our sponsors. Anybody that would like to sponsor Happy Endings Massage Cast, please contact me. You can send me an email at joyshappyendings@gmail.com. Fuck that email address up. Or you can comment or anything like that on any of our availability, like iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, YouTube, SoundCloud, any of that. But we still have our sponsors. We still have Blue Apron. So Christmas is over. New Year's is coming. Let's start eating better, at least for a month. That's what we do. And Blue Apron can help you do that because they send you meals so you don't have to eat fast food. You don't have to eat that bowl of cereal in your underwear. You can actually have a fancy dinner in your underwear. And BlueApron.com, what they do is they ship you a box that's full of all the food, everything you need, and a recipe. And you just follow the recipe and you have an awesome dinner, lunch, whatever. And you can go to blueapron.com/happyendings, which is BLUEAPRON.com/HAPPYENDINGS, and you get 30% off your first box. So boom, there you go. There's your month of trying to behave. Famous Smoke Shop, when you're done trying to behave, you can have a cigar and be like, fuck 2019, this is how I'm going to do it. Stop judging me. Famous Smoke Shop is cigars, and they're very fancy. I don't smoke cigars. If anybody wants to smoke a cigar with me, hell, I'll fucking do it. And you can use the promo code HOT20, which is HOT20, and get $20 off your purchase of $145 or more. Or HOT10, which is HOT10, and get $10 off a purchase of $85 or more. Handy app, if any of your relatives, you guys got in a fight and fucked up your house and you need somebody to drywall that hole in the wall where Uncle threw his fist, anything like that. Handy app is your one-stop app, and they can do pool cleaning service of your house, help you do anything handy, anything that you've bought that you need built, that you just need help. If you just want someone to come over and sit down, that's probably not what they do, but you never know. And with Handy app, if you go to Handy app and you use promo code AppSave30, which is APPSAVE30, you get 30% off your first booking. Shoe Dazzle, if you guys want to look hot. If you don't want to go shopping, Shoe Dazzle brings shoes to you. What the fuck is better than shoes to your door? And you take a quiz so they know what you like. Just let them do it. Let the computers do it. And Shoe Dazzle, if you use the promo code Happy Shoes, which is HAPPYSHOES, you get $10 for your first box. So fucking A, that's awesome. And Dollar Days is a really cool website. It's a bulk website where you can just go through. You can get shampoo, conditioner. They have just bulk items, which is awesome. So if we want to save up for the apocalypse, Dollar Days is the website you want to go to. You can use promo code HAPPYENDINGS20, which is HAPPYENDINGS20, and get $20 off your purchase of $200 or more. Or Happy Endings Ship, which is HAPPYENDINGS and get flat rate shipping for $9.95. Now, this episode is Neal Brennan. I was very nervous because I kind of idolize Neal Brennan. He's awesome. He's a writer. And we all know that I like to write. So I did kind of overtake this interview and talk more than I should have. So this is me being awkward, Joy, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Oh, God.
All right.
Oh, the mic is here.
Yep.
I just moved it.
You can do whatever you want. Okay. Are you comfortable?
Yeah.
I brought an extra sheet. Are you warm?
No, I'm not. I'm cold, actually. I run cold, everybody. Are you rolling?
I am rolling.
It's exciting.
This is exciting. Look at me.
Just avoid my midsection. Like my love handle area. Yeah, like it.
Yeah, you have love handles. You're so tiny. That's another thing that's hard. It's very hard to be in Hollywood as a bigger girl. That's tough.
But, again, all of this can be overcome.
By eating right? I know.
No. Well, no, I wasn't. Yes. But, no, all of this can be overcome by just being funny.
That's true.
Melissa McCarthy was a bigger girl.
Oh, I know. I want to be the next, Mike and Molly.
There you go.
Mike
you
and Joy.
You want to be Mike and Molly? Oh, God, your hands are fucking crazy.
I'm sorry, don't warm up, I promise. And on the table today, I have, you want to introduce yourself?
It's me.
It's me.
Oh,
shit, I forgot to take a picture. Damn it.
You can take a picture later.
Get undressed, get under the sheets. Ooh, you're in for a treat. No, I promise this is not a dream. It's just a happy ending with Joy Eileen.
Hey, it's me, Neal Brennan.
Yay.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, as you can see, I just bought a bunch of dumbbells over there.
I saw that.
So I lifted them. I have sliding dumbbells. I have like the sliding, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I'm talking to the listener right now. Stay out of this.
Sorry about that.
So they slide up to 50 each. So I went pretty hard.
Well, you said you were when I asked you to be on the podcast. You're all, that means I'm just going to work out really hard.
Is that what I said?
That's what you said.
That's so not what I'm like. Like, well, then I'll just work out hard.
Boom, I'll make you do something, Joy.
Yeah. So, oh, God. So what do you want to know? You want to know, we'll talk about comedy. We'll talk about, you know where I had the best massage in the world? This is not a surprise. Thailand.
That's funny. Tom Rhodes was just talking about Thailand.
I'm sure he was. That's the spot. I'm going there in like a couple weeks.
Nice.
And you can get a 2-hour massage for like $30, and you can't believe how good it is.
That's
insane.
I had a patient. He actually just passed away this year.
Oh, good.
And
good for him.
It's all nice. And he was a Vietnam vet, and he went and had his heart done and his hips done in Vietnam. And same thing. He's like, Joy, I'd go get a massage for $25. I'd give him a $20 tip, and they'd think I was God.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I would take a $20 tip right now, sir. But he's gone, so that didn't happen anymore.
How did he die?
He had a really rough time. Like, his daughter passed away.
Yeah.
He had a very drug-addled son, and then he had another son that got caught with a younger girl. So, it all happened at once.
Younger, you mean statutory rape?
Yeah.
Oh, he got caught with a younger girl. That's the charge, right? We caught him with a younger girl.
Yeah. She was innocent. I don't know. I know some 15-year-old girls. They're not innocent. God almighty, my kids and the girls they hang out with.
How old are
they? 7, almost 8, 12, and 18.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So, what was it? Oh, yeah, good massage in Asia. And I'm going to do a show in Bangkok. And I'm going to do a show in Hong Kong. And it'll be fun.
That will be fun. Do you go by yourself, or do you have openers, or do you have...
No, I didn't even think about that. I go. I'm going with my girlfriend, but if you want to come and open for me, you want to fly yourself over. But I did Tokyo this year. That was great. And Frank Castillo, the guy from the store, the roast champion, whatever. He was in Tokyo when I was there, so he opened.
Oh, very cool.
It was great, actually.
Frank Castillo will not be on this podcast.
Why not?
Because he does not like to be touched.
Yeah, I understand that that's a real thing, but it's so odd to me.
Yeah, and I might come off a little hey, can I massage you? And I'm like, I really am good, though. I went to school. I was almost a physical therapist. Then I met a guy online and dropped out of college. So, I know my bones and my body and my muscles, so I'm not as awkward as I pretend. No, I don't pretend. I'm not as awkward as I am.
Do you find that being married and, do you find guys hit on you less when they find out you're married?
I don't think any guys would want to hit on me.
Why not?
Because I know what I look like, so, I don't know. John says that if he disappeared, because he goes out to sea, he's out to sea right now, and he's like, okay, when you go
John is your husband?
Yeah, sorry.
out to sea. Also, it sounds euphemistic.
He works for the Navy.
Great.
So,
I assume there aren't that many jobs on the sea that aren't the Navy. Although he could work for an oil refinery.
Yeah.
You have unnecessarily low self-esteem.
I've always had. Well, no. In high school, I thought I was a badass, but no, I like my self-esteem where it is.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
You're not. First of all, you like sell you're like you say like you're a bigger girl. I don't think you're a bigger girl. Honestly, like I don't have any reason to say that. I know you're saying something. I know you're like. I don't think you're a bigger girl. I think you're attractive. Like all this stuff. I don't think that you need to be so hard on yourself. And now you're not even hard on yourself. You're just dismissive of yourself. If you're hearing that chewing in the background, that is of course Keith, my dog, who's chewing. Decided now would be the time to chew on a bone.
Yes.
Which he hasn't done in weeks, but now he's like, "Oh, you guys are rolling, crunch."
I'm gonna show off.
Sam's
Tripoli dog barked almost throughout the whole thing, so it's okay.
Oh, he didn't want you touching Sam, probably.
No, she was like, "No, get off of that. That's mine."
Oh, you know what? An idea I had based on so Warren Beatty, Jack Nicholson, I think just those two, and Robert Towne, who's a writer. In the 70s, they were rich and hypochondriacs, and they were going to do a thing where they sent someone to med school who then had to be their doctor when he got out.
Fucking genius.
Isn't that amazing? But I was thinking about doing that with massage therapists, where, like, I send you to massage therapy, and then you have to just be my masseuse for 5 years, or however long it would take their own money back.
Are you asking? No.
Well, no, you don't need it. But I'm saying, like, that's not how much is massage school?
Massage school isn't that bad. I think, that was so long ago. And also, I wasn't married, and I had a kid. Like, I didn't want to get married to John because I got grant money. So a lot of the grant, just for being a single mom, even though I lived with him. And
what's the grant? Just like
free money.
But is it like what's the?
California has something where they want single moms to go to school.
Oh, you got okay.
So yeah, they just paid me, so I didn't have to pay the full tuition anyway. I don't even know what it was. And like an asshole, I paid them $20 a month for I think 10 years, and then I finally paid it off. I was like, okay, because I wasn't gonna.
See, with Neal Brennan's massage scholarship, you won't have to, but you will have to massage me twice a week.
But you also want to find somebody who knows what they're doing.
Well, that's the problem. The problem is I would have, because I've thought it through pretty clearly. So someone would come in who hasn't gone to massage school, and I'd be like, just rub me for like 5 minutes, and then I'd be like, nope, you don't. You got bad hands.
Yes.
Sweetheart, you got bad hands. I'm going to be a woman.
It has to be.
Because, sweetheart. So tell me about how do you feel? How long you worked at the store?
The Comedy Store, I worked there 2 months, but I only worked there 2 nights a week. I just did it because I thought it would get me more stage time. Fucking backfired.
Yeah. That's interesting.
So yeah, because I already have a full plate. Like, you know, like my thing is normally like I'm a big girl, so I can have a bigger plate, so I fill it. So,
there you go. Way to turn it back and turn it against yourself.
Yeah, I almost didn't say that. So like I do massage.
Yeah.
5 to 6 days a week, and I'm booked. I'm slammed at the chiropractor's office. I'm a mom sometimes. I have the books, which
romance books.
The romance books.
People who don't know.
This is the first year since 2015 I haven't personally published a book, and that kind of just came to me, and I realized that, and that hurts a lot. Like, I've ghostwritten other people's books.
What?
That are doing really well, and I'm super proud of them, but I also...
Did you get a piece of it?
Yeah. I signed an NDA, and I just get paid lump, and then they get whatever residuals and however they market it. They're better marketing people than I am.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just write because I like to write.
Yep.
So whatever. Like, I put my books out. I don't really market them that well. And whoever listens and reads them. But these other people, they write books and they just know how to market. And it's like high school.
What do you mean?
If they're popular, people will just buy
Oh,
books.
yeah. Yep.
And I'm not popular. So I'm just me. So
what is when you say what does someone who sells a lot of romance novels, how many copies can they sell per title?
People can like make a living. I know a lady who makes like $12,000 a month on her books.
Great.
And for that's awesome. Like,
yeah.
Good for her. And some of her books are my books. And she's also she's a she, but she publishes as a he.
Interesting.
And what happened is she wasn't doing very well to her, she wasn't doing, I thought she was doing good. I thought she was okay with her book sales, but it's just not what she wanted. She didn't want to work anymore. So she took all of her books down and
where are they?
On Amazon.
Okay.
Amazon, Nook, Kindle, all that stuff. And she reinvented herself into a man. Mm-hmm. Her logo is just a character of a dude. And as soon as she became a man, people fell in love with her books.
Why? Can you explain the psychology of that, or as far as you know? What you suspect?
From what I suspect, women fall in love with this idea. Like, you don't even have to be a person for a woman to fall in love with you.
Yeah.
And so people read her books and they put him, and it's their idea of the perfect man. So you don't even ruin it by having a person, having a body. You can make your own perfect man. And they make him sweet. They make him attentive, whatever they need. Because on his birthday, they send him movie pictures. Mm-hmm. They will read the dirty, dirty chapters of the books in like that sensual husky voice, which obviously I can't do. And just send him gift cards. People have said that they'll leave their husbands for him. Mm-hmm. And he's non-existent.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to me. Because my whole thing is, if you spent the energy that you're spending on your marriage, maybe your marriage would be working and you wouldn't have to make up some fantasy man.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid the psychology was.
Yeah.
That it's almost like the readers read these as like love letters to them.
Yes.
And if it's a woman, then it's like more like, it's like a shared fantasy or like an empathy situation. Uh-huh. Whereas if it's a man, it's like, he wants to do this to me.
Yes.
He wants to ravage my décolletage or whatever. I haven't read these books, but
I don't think I've ever used that word on
décolletage is like it's a boob display, I believe.
I got that.
Maybe I'm not even spelling it right. Yeah, that's the being a waitress is not going to get you more stitches.
Yeah, I know. Thanks for that.
Pack it up.
I know.
But you got you some guests, got you some podcast guests.
And people start realizing that I'm not some crazy chick. Like, because it's very odd for me to go up to people and be like, hey, hi, do you want a massage? I'm not crazy. I really do this for a living. Like,
yeah.
I make my money. Like, because the way I do it is massage, I make my bulk of my money. Mm-hmm. And then it goes to books.
How many sessions a week do you do?
Oh, God. Let's see. It depends on the week because I alternate Mondays with the other massage therapist. But 5 to 6 a day, 5 to 6 days a week.
So that's anywhere between 25 and 36. That's a lot.
That's a lot. And I'm getting old. So
and do you have to split it with the chiropractor place?
Oh, yeah. No, not even split. The amount of money they make on the insurance and the amount of money I make, and I hope that, they don't listen. Fuck them. I've never gotten a raise either. So, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Like, things are going to change. I'm going to make other things happen. It was a safe spot. I've always been able to pick up my kids. Anytime I have an author signing or a comedy show, I can leave. And I'm like, hey, I'm leaving. Like, all my patients understand. So it's a good place to be.
Good.
So that's kind of, I'm like, and I'm grateful for it. And, I don't take it too seriously. I'm not the most professional massage therapist. Like,
tell me about it.
Yeah, no shit, right? You guys should see where my hands are right now. And, I talk to my patients.
They're on my back.
They're on his shoulder blade. And, I talk to my patients. I know all their life stories. I know anybody who's cheating in Santa Clarita.
Talk about faint praise for yourself. Talk about a fucking shitty brag. What a sad brag that was.
That's what I get. That's what I will give myself. Like, here, Joey, you can have this phone.
Do you have any questions for me? Do you want to know who I'm cheating on?
Yes. Who are you cheating with?
Nobody.
Good job.
I've never been a cheater. I just think it's like, if I give someone my word, I'm not going to cheat on them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, It's just like, no, that's not. I just would rather. I'm also like so Irish Catholic that I'd rather like white knuckle it and resent the person than to cheat on them and then make myself feel. Also, there's something humiliating about cheating on somebody where like you have to sneak around like a little 12-year-old.
Yes.
Like it's like stealing cookies and shit. It's like yeah, I don't cheat.
No, I'm loyal too. Like
me too.
If you can stand me, then I'm gonna be awesome with you because a lot of people can't. So I'm like, all right, you want to be mine?
What's so awful? Why are you so bent down on yourself?
I don't know. I don't realize I do it. I don't. Yeah, until you keep mentioning it.
Yeah.
Like questions about you. You're on the table. Let's talk about you.
All right.
What don't you like? No. Let's see. So normally I do like begin by asking like, have you ever broke anything? Do you have any issues?
No, I've broken both like my thumb wrists when I was in high school. And I have a bad neck.
Yeah.
So to speak, but I go to an osteopath.
Okay.
Chiropractor guy. So, and Dennis Colonello is really good, and so he snaps me nicely. So I don't really have any interest. My body's not very interesting. That's in terms of like conversation. I mean, it's interesting to look at, but my God, but it's not like like a story.
No good stories.
Yeah, there's something. And then there. What else you got? What other questions you want to know?
What other questions?
That aren't body related.
That aren't body related.
I mean, they can be body related, but I don't know. It's like, who cares?
Like, let's get off my body. Shit.
I'm more than my body.
Damn it. No, you're not. Just take your body. Now you see how other women feel?
Yeah. Thanks, I feel objectified.
No, okay, so you are a writer.
I mean, among other things.
Yes, but that... Okay, by the way, though. Okay, I'm going to suck your dick for a minute.
Whoa.
Just a second. Okay,
Stop tape.
Yeah, I really got to stop using that fucking term. God damn. I was talking to... Who was it? Oh, it was Brian Redband, because he's on that keto diet, and he looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to be nice and tell him, I'm like, hey, you look really good. And he's all, thanks. And I meant to be like, I'm not sucking up to you. And I was like, I'm not like gonna suck your dick or anything. He's all, whoa. And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk away now.
Yeah.
And that's when I walked away. And I was like, you guys shouldn't let me talk anymore tonight. Just let's ban that. Okay, so your special of the 3 mics.
Mm-hmm.
You said something that was like one of my favorite sayings that I still say.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it should be on a t-shirt if it's not on a t-shirt. Mm-hmm. When you said, I choose to squint.
Yeah.
That is one of my favorite sayings.
Oh, thank you.
I repeat that all the time. I love it.
Yeah, that's just like it's hard when you're talking about emotional shit to not be kind of corny and maudlin.
Uh-huh.
So I was just trying to be like not corny and be like, you gotta squint, but I guess I choose to squint. Like meaning like it's still a little cheesy, but it's like it's on the near the cheesy border, but in the within the city limits of decency.
Mm-hmm. No, I like
writing.
it. No, yeah, it worked. It worked really. It should be on a t-shirt.
I know, but it's too long a phrase, but I hear you.
Yeah, I think so. But that's how I like. Is that out of all the 3 mics, which was your favorite? I
mean, I like the I like the stand-up and I like the emotional stuff. The one-liners are just like fine. Like I'm not like that's the one. That's where I really feel most alive is when I say things I've tweeted. That was more just like not even like filler, but just that's more for that's just a fun like palate cleanser.
Right. So
it wasn't like
just wash things away.
Yeah, just like hey, remember you were all sad. Let's simplify that. So that would be the stand-up for the emotional shit.
But if you had, what do you do now? Like, what's your path right now?
Now I just do stand-up.
Just stand-up?
I mean, I still direct commercials and do stand-up, but I don't, and I help people with their, like I'll direct hours or consult on people's hours. Like I consulted on Ellen's hour that's coming out December 17th on Netflix. And Chris Rock, and I direct Michelle Wolf. So there's still people I work with.
Do you like directing?
Yeah, directing's fun because it's not. Commercials are fun because they're like low stress for me. Because I didn't write it.
Right.
So I can just help them divine. I can divine the best possible version of what they want, and I don't have to worry about like I'm gonna get so judged for this because I can either tell people I directed it or not.
Right.
And I also don't edit it. It's like, it's for them,
Right.
It's like, it's kind of mostly, it's their product. It's the thing that they have to use to sell their product. So I don't get too territorial about it. I'm like, fuck you guys.
Isn't it nice?
Yeah, it's fun to just go like, what do you want? Okay, we can do that.
That's kind of how I feel about the store. Like, 'cause I deliver chicken tenders. I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And it is so nice to go in there and, like, my brain, I've written so many books in my head at the store because I'm just delivering fucking pretzels. I don't care.
Yeah.
And I let my brain kind of just go off. And I was telling somebody, I go, I can see why CEO, it's not that massage therapy is fucking CEO, but I do care about my patients. And I know, like, all of their pain and I want to fix it. And I, like, when they come in, I know exactly where my hands need to be. And I take a lot of pressure on that, I think.
Well, yeah, it's like you hold yourself to a standard, and then you hold yourself to a standard, and then that can create like stress for yourself.
Right.
I mean, that's a lot of life,
Yes.
It's like, so if there's a thing I can do where I can make decent money and make a thing like and try to whoever the writer is and try to just go like, so what do you want to do here? Like, I think I can help and get you guys a thing that's as good as possible. Now the problem becomes when it was never good to begin with, and then I try to do my best, and then it's not very good, and then I kind of can tell they blame me, and it's like, well, no, this was a premise issue.
Right. I was actually going to ask that. Have you ever just read something and you're like, oh fuck, this is not going to work?
Oh yeah, I read stuff there's stuff I don't do constantly. Because I'm just like, I don't want to like waste my time. Because life is finite.
See, I'm in the wasting time right now. Like saying with the ghostwriting, I've written some erotic pieces of shit.
Yeah.
But they're all formulaic, so it's super easy. Like I can bust out.
Can you explain the formula?
For erotic?
Yeah.
It's basically girl meets guy, or many guys, because I do menage sometimes as well. So many fucking legs. God damn. If you've ever written a massage scene, a menage scene, it's fuck. Like, I hyper-focus on the legs.
It sounds like you maybe shouldn't focus on the legs as much.
Yeah, I hyper-focus.
I don't know if you've had sex before, but it's not that leg-centric.
But
at least the kind of sex I've had.
I haven't had sex with multiple people.
Yeah, but again, I bet they don't think about the legs then. I bet they're like, all right, what legs, guys? We got to figure out. Let me stop sucking your dick real quick. What are we doing legs-wise?
But there's so many. And then at one point, I did a brother. It was two brothers. They were so they were tiger brothers, and they both fell in love with the same girl. But because they were brothers, I didn't want their dicks to touch. Because they're brothers.
Yeah, they would have both exploded.
Yeah, exactly. So no, double penetration, which I still don't think is possible.
If two brothers' dicks touch, their parents die on immediately.
Is that how Batman died?
Yeah, they just immediately die. The parents just immediately, wherever they are, they just drop
Disintegrate.
dead. Yeah, they just dropped it. Yeah, they Thanos the parents.
Oh my. Okay, well that's good.
You can do my legs too, by the way.
Okay.
Speaking of, I know you're into legs. Okay, so how do you do? What's like the formula? I don't even need specifics of what's the formula. What is the point? Not the point of these books, but like what's the? What do they all have in common?
They all have the happy ending. Or happily ever after. I had to stop saying happy ending when I became a massage therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have the meet, they have the fall in love, which normally in erotic is fun.
Is it the meet cute? Is it like the romantic comedy thing where it's like I bought one glove and you bought the other? Like, is it one of those things? Or
no, normally
it's just like when I got on the train, he was sweaty and irritated and that kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, normally it's the girl is in trouble. Like the ones that I've written, the girl's in trouble. Because I've done a lot of shifter books, like Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Oh my.
What does that mean?
So guy can shift, like werewolf, but bear. Or werewolf, but lion.
That's so crazy.
And so.
How did you end up there?
Just it was random. One girl was like, hey, it was 2 years ago. She's like, it was around Christmas. She's like, who wants to make some extra money? I was like, oh, I like money. And she's like, will you ghost write this book? And the first book I ghost wrote was a male on male. And so I just did some butt action. And then I sent it to her and she's like, holy shit, you're really fast and you're really good.
What does that mean, butt action? Meaning like when you say I just did some butt action. So you write a scene where one guy.
Yeah, they were roommates. He was supposedly straight. The other one was very, very gay. And then the other roommate started feeling attraction and a little jealousy. And then one night they got drunk and they played, pin the tail on the roommate.
Great.
So, and then I just started doing more ghostwriting.
What did the guy say when the gay guy grabbed him for the first time?
He was confused. I don't remember. God,
but he was short of breath.
He was very short of breath.
And his heart was beating faster than he'd ever felt it.
Yeah, he had sweat trickling down his back. He didn't know where to do. So, see, you could write them.
See?
They're super easy, and it's super easy money. And it kind of makes me sick, though, that those do better than mine.
Yeah.
Like, for fun, I wrote a lesbian romance.
Mm-hmm.
Just for fun. And I also wanted to see how the publishing process worked. And that book, I do not market, and it still does better than my other books.
Yeah.
And that is the book that, like, publishers have come up to me, and they're like, Joy, we really want to sign you. And I'm like, that one that I wrote in a week, and not the one that I wrote in a year that, like, is on my blood, sweat, and tears. No, you guys want the, okay.
Yeah, the thing is, though, you just, you gotta let the audience decide.
I guess. But it's hard. Like, have you ever had
I have jokes that I wish worked, and they just don't. And then I'll hear someone else do the almost verbatim joke, and it kills for them. I'm like, I guess it's just not the kind of joke I'm supposed to be writing. That's like, people don't want to hear that kind of joke from me.
Do you know what jokes they want to hear from you? Like, have you figured that out now?
It's a combination of what I can credibly talk about and all my jokes generally end up being about gender dynamics or racial dynamics or like a little bit political and a little bit technological.
Right.
Like that's just for the 10 years I've been doing stand-up. That's just, those are the jokes. And even, Chappelle's Show and Half Baked is a weed movie, but it's got some racial shit in it. And like, like that's just what people like. Or like I wrote for Seth the Correspondence Dinner, or I can do the Daily Show sometimes. Like that's just the stuff that people. It's almost part of it's like, what do you look like? Which doesn't apply to you, but like in terms of stand-up, it's like, what can you? People like if you look like a certain kind of person, then they like. I don't know. It just works for you.
But it does, yeah. Because I'm the old haggard mom. So I do a lot of like.
I'm laughing at you calling yourself a haggard. How old are you? 30-something? 37? So yeah, okay. Old and haggard, yeah.
Yeah, I'm an old haggard mom.
Did you start menopause yet? It's got to be.
It's right there.
It's
in
right
fact, I think I'm starting it right now.
Yeah, great.
Like, yeah, power surges right now.
Great.
And I do the I have a lot of jokes about like my body and how like my kids destroyed my body, you know, and I like the darker jokes. That's where I go towards. And for a long time those weren't working, but they seem to be working more now. Like I have a miscarriage joke that's my favorite joke right now.
Well, the thing that you may not be aware of is like you have a pretty sunny energy.
Do I?
Yeah. I know it doesn't seem like it, but you have like a upbeat, like sweet energy.
It's funny.
You're like earnest. It's not so like when you do all these sort of like your piece of shit material, your piece of shit talking points, it like doesn't exactly, to me it doesn't like ring true.
But it sometimes, I don't know. But the true part, like the true ones were like, you know, I have 2 ex-boyfriends on mugshots.com. So I have that stuff too.
But that doesn't, you don't look like the kind of girl who dates dirtbags. Like, again, you, as much as you're like, I'm a fucking piece of shit, and I fuck convicts, and it's like, you don't really look like that.
No?
Nope.
That's funny. I do. The guy I lost my virginity to is straight up on mugshots.com.
Yeah, that's alright. That's just, you just grew up in a shitty place.
Yeah, I did. Madeira, yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's alright. That's on you. That's not on you.
It just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I moved to Lubbock, Texas.
There we go. Now we're talking.
For a guy I met online.
Sure.
And I don't know, I think he saw me and he's like, that girl looks like she can take a punch.
Right.
And he was right.
Yeah.
Didn't fucking go down. And then I got rid of him and started dating a strip club DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long did you date the fighter?
2.5 years.
Sure.
But
you gotta make sure.
My dad did the whole thing where he's like, call me when you regret your decision.
Great.
And I was like, oh, no.
Right, so you had to like show him.
Oh, totally show him. And it was also Texas. Like I was making like $15 an hour, and I had my own duplex for $295 a month.
Yeah.
It was a nice place.
Yeah.
And I was going to college, and I had my car. I was doing really well, man.
Yeah.
And then I started dating the DJ strip club guy, and surprise, surprise, he cheated on me.
What?
I'm the only one that was surprised when that shit happened.
You can take my socks off now.
Okay. And so, yeah, like shitty experiences. And then I moved back and I got with my husband. Going through a horrible divorce and
sure.
Fix that shit.
How many times did the puncher punch you?
Oh, God. He punched me, I want to say maybe a handful of times, like 5.
Don't you want to say a fistful of times?
If
Folks, you can't turn it off. Hi, I'm Neal Brennan. I'm getting a massage right now. But when I'm upright, I like to do jokes about every time when a guy hits you like that, are you like, I cannot fucking believe he just hit me?
Yes.
It must be like, what?
It's very disconcerting. And it makes you, like, you're like, wait, I'm better than this. What? Mm-hmm. But he was more, like, emotional. And he kept me on my toes. He would drag me out of bed by my t-shirt and wake me up in the middle of the night. He was crazy. Yeah. Was it
alcohol or bipolar?
It was, okay, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure he was gay.
Oh.
And in Texas, his dad was a cotton farmer. Good old boy. Yeah, he never drank. He couldn't drink because he had chronic pancreatitis when he was 8. Okay. So I seriously think he was gay.
Got it.
And everybody...
Was sex like a big to-do?
Fuck. Sex was awful. And sex was to the point where we bought a dildo, and I would put it in him and watch TV while I was doing it while he was doing whatever he was doing.
So you would do ass scenes?
Yeah.
And did you ever address like, hey, if you really like a dildo in your ass more than a vagina, maybe...
I tried. That was a very big fight.
What's that fight sound like?
That fight sounds like, hey, I think maybe your anger issue stems from something else.
Uh-huh.
And I see that sex with you is a little different than the other guys I've ever slept with.
Yeah.
So, and that was that you're a whore, you've been sleeping around on me, you're cheating on me.
Yep.
But we worked at the same place.
Yeah.
Our cubicles, I worked at AT&T Wireless, and our cubicles were right next to each other. Our classes at college matched. Like, I was never by myself.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when do I cheat on you? Like, there's no time. I'm never away from you. And so, yeah, and that was a fight. That was about the end. And then he got me pretty good. And my best friend took me to her dad used to manage a strip club. So she's like, you have to get out of the house. You have to hide from him.
Oh, when you say he got me good, he caught you with a...
Yeah.
He caught you slipping? He caught you with a two-piece?
Yeah.
That's
A good old one, too.
Yeah.
And the DJ was like, you're too pretty for this.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
Okay, the DJ was also in his 40s. I was in my 20s.
Sure.
He had a very big wandering eye.
Physically or he...
Physically. Like, to the point where you didn't know which eye was making eye contact with
funny.
you.
I thought you were talking metaphorically. Like, he had a wandering eye and he cheated on you.
Well, both. Yeah.
He had no choice.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good excuse for him. Like,
baby, it's a physical deformity.
Baby, it went that way.
I can't not. I'd say I only have eyes for you, but I only have one. Yeah.
And he served his purpose. Like, yeah, he cheated on me, but I guess obviously I needed that self-esteem boost.
Yeah.
And I got.
How long did you date him for?
Like 6 months. That's actually how he was also a piercer.
Okay.
Which, oh gosh, that could be a double entendre too.
Sure.
And yeah, so we would hang out at the tattoo joints, and that's how I got my Batman tramp stamp. Oh.
Great.
Yeah, just total winner. And it's so funny because I was the straightest.
Hey, I can't. I don't know how this mic works. Are people gonna be able to hear you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's picking me up. I can see it.
Okay.
So there's the director, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so whatever. But we don't need to talk about me. I'm no fun.
It's interesting.
Let's talk about you.
Yeah, go ahead. What do you mean?
Well, I'm super interested in the writing aspect because that's where my love is. That's why. Is that how you fell into stand-up too? Is because you loved writing so much?
I was in. My brother's a comedian in New York, and so when I was in high school, I'd go to the city and hang out with him. I lived in Philly, and so I'd go to New York and hang out with him. And I got to hang out at comedy clubs. It was the fucking best.
It is the best.
And then I got into NYU for film school and started going there and working at a comedy club at night. And then eventually, at the end of like a year of film school, I was like, I really preferred the comedians to the film students. So I dropped out. And because I also knew, like, at NYU film school, like, no one's going to give me a script to shoot. Like, I need to just figure out how to write on my own. And stand-up seemed to be, like, the most, had the least barrier to entry in terms of writing.
Okay.
Like, you can just write and try it yourself. And at that point, I wasn't trying it myself. I would give other people jokes for their acts.
Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah, and it was like Chappelle and people like that. So we were both like 18, 19. So that's how I got into it. And then I started just being a writer for a long time. And I started doing stand-up a little bit during and before Chappelle's show. And then I quit for a while. And then the last 10, 11 years, full strength.
It was awesome.
Yeah. And, but it's writing. The good news and bad news of stand-up is whoever, generally, almost without fail, the person who writes the most good jokes is the most successful.
Right.
Like, that's it. There's no, you can be charismatic, you can be charming, great performer, da-da-da-da-da. The list is still Chris, Dave, Louis, Burr, Jeffries, Mulaney, like, Stanhope, Attell, Allie, Ellen, people that just write a lot of jokes, Sarah Silverman, she's written probably 5 hours at this point, and that's the secret to her success. Even Kathy Griffin's written like 16 hours. It's mostly like sort of, her style of like gossipy comedy, but like, or like dishing or whatever, but like, that's fucking impressive.
It is impressive.
Or, Amy's probably done 4 hours by now, or 3 or 4. So Like, that's Joan Rivers being another great example. Like, someone who can just write a lot. Wanda Sykes fucking writes her ass off. Like, there's a lot of, that's it. Like, unfortunately, that's the only way. Sebastian's on his 5th hour.
Right.
Like, that's it. And you just keep doing it and spreading hope that it multiplies and spreads.
That's kind of what attracted me, because I super awkward on stage. I don't have the charisma. Hi, I'm Joy. Listen to my voice. But I get to write, and I get to say, and kind of like when you're writing a book or you're writing something else, you try and put your own beats in, because I want my readers to read my characters as they are to me. So I like to add commas. I add more commas than I should.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like.
Is there a copy editor on these books?
No, I pay an editor, but they're all indie editors. We're all indies.
Right.
It's really rough because when the indie author books kind of took their wing, a lot of people saw an opportunity to make money.
Yeah.
And I had one editor, fuck her, man. She was a cunt. But she had my book for 6 months. And I kept going, hey, like, are you ever going to give it back? And she was like, well, I gave you a deal, because she did, because I didn't want to publish. Like, I just want to write. I don't really care about publishing.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, yeah, I'll give you a deal, because your books are really good. I really want them out there. And I knew in my gut, I'm like, because I don't like help. I don't like people being with me because I don't trust anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, I gave her my book, and 6 months later, she still hadn't given it back. And finally was like, okay, keep the money I've given you. I'm taking my book elsewhere. And so you get those people, and it's really hard. So, and I wish I could have found a better editor, especially for the first book.
Do you have friends read them and give you notes?
Yes, I have betas. I have like a whole group, because, okay, so the first 3 books are rock and roll romance.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a band,
mm-hmm.
a fictitious band, because I've also wanted to be a rock star, and that was never going to happen. So,
because you're so terrible.
And so I have my Jackholes groupies, because the band's name is the Jackholes, and they are actually chomping at the bit for the next book. So they read it, and they're like, that doesn't sound like something she would say, or I didn't like this part, or my mind wandered on this part. But that's also hard for me, too, because I'm a people pleaser. So I have to really look at, what they saying valuable, or do I just need to brush that off? So I have my betas, and then after my betas, then I do my editor. And then after that, I have my proofreader, which goes over all the grammatical stuff.
Right.
And then after that, I do the ARC, which is the advanced reader copy. And then sometimes people will come back and be like, Joy, there was typo, blah, 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 blah. But normally the ARC copy is going to be the published copy.
Got it.
So.
And do you sell the ARC, or you?
No, the ARC is given. I give a lot of books away for free. I mean, my book, Breaking Faith, it's 146,000 words, and it's on Amazon Kindle for 99 cents.
Yeah.
Which is whatever. Like I said, I'm not looking to make money. I just want, like, if you want to read it, read it.
Yeah.
And it's also a cliffhanger, which is a total dick move.
But at that price, what the fuck do they expect?
A lot. You know, but then I have the other 3 out, which are just those characters. And then I have 2 paranormals. And then I have a softball coach one out as well. So, yeah.
That's cool, though, man. I know you hate yourself and hate everything you do, but that's cool.
I do. Like, in my head, I'm like, why are you still talking?
Yeah.
You should stop talking and ask more questions. Now, have you ever, wanted to write a book, or are you more on movies?
I wrote a book when I was, young, but the thing with writing is I was using it mostly to get validation, cultural validation. Okay. Although I really loved movies, growing up. I love when people go, I love movies. Yeah, everybody loves movies. They're fucking great. But I was super into them, and then I was in comedy, and then I wanted to be a writer, and I think I always wanted to be a comedian, but all the other stuff was just pretending.
Okay.
that I wanted to, like, no, I don't want to be a comedian, I just want to write.
Uh-huh.
Meanwhile, it's like, I was never like, that should be me. But there's a hole that I'm trying to fill. So I was trying to fill it with validation from being a writer, and then I realized that I wanted to be a comedian. So the writing stuff, I was recently working on a sitcom, and I ended up like basically quitting because like it just wasn't fun. Like I was gonna be in it, and I just don't like sitting in a room
Right.
for like 10 hours with a bunch of people and trying to figure out a story because I don't really like sitcoms.
Uh-huh.
I don't really like comedy movies either. Like I don't, like I liked like Team America and Borat, and I like in Wayne's World. Like I like kind of the first Austin Powers. Like I like kind of offbeat comedy movies. Like I don't like narrative so much. Like I'm not like what? Like I did the Comedians in Cars with Seinfeld, and I said like that I never really watched Seinfeld, and I didn't.
Yeah.
Like I just don't really. So it was sort of like I don't like narrative, fictional storytelling that much.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Like I really like stand up. I really love sketches, and I really love like desk pieces like Daily Show, Seth, Weekend Update, John Oliver, Bill Maher type shit.
Okay.
That's what I like. I eat that content, and I like making that content because I like eating it.
Right.
If that makes sense. Like
No, it does.
sitcoms, I just don't. That's just not part of my diet.
See, sitcoms are hard for me because I'm like, I could so much better. When you can catch the punchline before it even happens, you're like, oh, this isn't fun. Like, there's no fun in it.
Well, you should write sitcoms and make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. If it's so easy.
But not like I shouldn't say it like that. That did sound dicky, but I don't know. Like I do. I have sitcoms in my head, but then again, John would be like, another fucking thing, Joy, like more. So I'm trying to stop myself.
Well, do the thing that you're most inspired by.
Hard.
Why is that hard?
Because I don't know what it is.
You can go as long as you want, by the way.
Okay, I'm flipping you over. I want to do
Okay.
that. Actually, no. Let me see if I got your back. Let's do that then.
What's that?
I'm going to do your back. Because normally when you do the legs, the glutes will relax and the back is a little bit better.
Got it.
Sometimes I start with the legs, but I didn't today.
Um,
And you said I could go longer, which is
you can go as long
awesome.
as you want. I'm super cold. I'm gonna let you massage me.
That's so awesome. I appreciate it.
I'm fucking such a good person.
Such a good person. Joy, work more.
Yeah. So I don't. The writing thing, like I really like writing jokes, and I like directing stuff, but for the most part, I just have to do my own stand up, and I'm just in a good. I'm in a lucky position.
Right.
In that, like, people seem to respect me, and like my peers, so they want me to work with them, and I'm decent comedy, so people want me to do comedy.
Right. And it is like I delivered chicken tenders while you've been doing your sets. I've also seen your sets too, and it's not. How do I say this without sounding like a total cunt? You're not getting the celebrity laugh.
Oh, right. Well, I don't, because I'm not much of a celebrity, but I know what you mean.
No, but I think you even just, by association.
Right.
Because people, I don't know, I've noticed that there are some comedians that will get on stage and I don't even think that people are listening to them. They're just laughing like, ooh, if I laugh the loudest, maybe he'll look at me.
Yeah.
And maybe, by association or adjacent or something. I don't know. But yeah, like the joke that you're doing now is hilarious, by the way.
Which one?
The one about the penis and the vagina.
I fucked her?
Yeah.
Oh, the envelope one?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, the reason I don't get the celebrity laugh is because I don't really I'm not like brimming with charisma. So like if you like me, it's because you like my thoughts. It's not like that fucking guy just makes me feel warm.
But, see, I think you're not doing yourself.
I'm pulling a you?
Yeah. Because I was able to come up to you and just be like, hey, and you were like, hi, and I'm like, okay. Like, my awkward was like, oh, we can be calm. Like, we're okay. And I don't know, I was telling my husband, I go, I think my awkward just recognized, like, it's okay. Like, he was a safe place. Because there are some, I cannot talk to Rick Ingram without turning bright red. Okay?
Why?
I have the biggest comedy crush on Rick Ingram.
That's
Like,
funny.
and I don't know, like, my awkward turns way up around him to the point where he knows it, so he, like, purposely says hi to me, and I'm like, fuck you, like, go away.
Yeah. A lot of people getting recognized is just calming people down.
Uh-huh.
Like, legitimately. Like, when people recognize you, in this case, me, most of it is just going like, okay, what do you need? Okay, you want a picture? Like, my niece was going to see a buddy of mine in concert last night. She's like, you think I can meet him? And I was like, yeah, just 30 seconds, say hi, tell him who you are, get a picture, let him live his life.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, yeah, great. And she did it. And it was completely, like, easy.
Right.
But that's, people think, like, they want to talk to you, and then they end up being drunk or insulting you, or just like, dude, we don't have to do this.
Right.
Just say you had fun and that you like my stuff, and, like, or whatever you want to say, just say it. But people feel like no one has a second move.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Which is, again, nor should they. That our relationship is, I make a thing, and you ingest it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just go like, hey, I like your stuff. And I go, thank you very much. I appreciate you liking it. Let's get a picture together. And then there's not much, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's the entirety of the relationship. Then it just goes into, like, small talk, like father-in-law shit. Where it's like, so how long are you here for? Shit like that.
So it's raining, huh?
Yeah, for real.
See, but I also, I don't understand the pictures.
That's just Instagram. And
I guess. I mean, I know I should start doing more Instagram. Sorry, guys, but yeah. Well, I mean, I would rather, if I could take a picture and not be in it, I'd be cool with that. But that's just weird. Like, hey, can I take a picture of you, but not with me?
No, that's not that abnormal. Yeah, well, you're terrible.
I am. I'm an awful person.
That's right.
So what's next? Like, what are you working on now?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Honestly, like nothing. Like, was doing a show that I'd stopped doing, and I have a Netflix half hour coming out on New Year's Day, and then that's literally that's my life. I don't know. I don't care. I'm gonna have fun. That's what I'm gonna do.
You.
I'm literally going to enjoy myself. That's my plan.
I like that.
Yeah.
I kind of get that too, because, I did all that shit, and then I came here, and then I met my husband. Back to me, I know, back to me, horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I met my husband, and then we were dealing with his fucking psychotic ex-wife.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got custody, and then he went to Portland, Oregon, because he was out, they dry docked the ship that he was on for 8 months, and that's when I started writing my first book. And that's when I was like, okay, like, we're done. I want to do this now. And that's when I was like, hey, I want to do comedy. I want to start writing books. And then I started the podcast. Start it all. But I feel like now I can focus on me and have fun. And, I get to take the kids. I get to tell the kids, like, I know people, and they get super excited.
Yeah.
Like, my son he loves that show, Adam Ruins Everything.
Yeah.
And Punky Johnson was on it the other day. And I was like, hey, you know who Punky is? And he was like, oh, shit, I do. And I was like, you're 12. You probably shouldn't say shit. He's like, okay, sorry.
Right. Yeah. Like, that's, so I'm, like I said, I'm just, like, trying to have a good life, because shit is short, and all this shit that most people ascribe meaning to, I've largely found unsatisfying.
I fucking love it.
Like, it's easy. I mean, again, like, I make a decent living, so it's easy for me to go like, I'm not going to do anything.
Right.
So, but I just think there's a lot of merit in being a comedian.
I agree. It's
where
that
people are like,
sound.
well, what else are you going to do? It's like, nothing. Why do I need to do, like, why? I just want to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I make my life worse? That was the thing when I was doing the show. I was like, oh, my life is worse. And shows can make you more popular, but You know, it's Mulaney doesn't have a show and he fucking sold a zillion tickets.
Right.
So if you just get good enough at stand-up, you can just do that and have a fun life.
That's awesome. And good for you for recognizing it, because some people, it's all about what's next, how can I get bigger. But the fact that you recognize, like, this is where
it just stresses me out. I just get more stressed out, and I don't find it that rewarding.
Right.
Because I'm not curious if I can do it or not, because I've done enough shit that I'm like, oh, I'm capable. So I'm not like, who am I? Who will I be? And also, all these achievements are largely like, you know, so someone's a good writer, someone's not. So should the not have a shitty life? It's like you didn't make a big contribution to the tribe, so be miserable.
Right.
Or you did, so be happy. Like I just think they're both like, I think it's just the wrong. I just don't think it's a worthwhile way to look at things.
No, I agree. And it's just, you know, like, you write romance, okay, you don't write anything that's going to provide society with anything. You're not going to make society go any further. But I enjoy it, and people like it.
You're inspired to do it. It's in you. You got to do it.
And it's just, you know, and it's funny, too. People shit on romance, but I'm like, it's the highest read genre.
Of course it is.
And just like comedy, I know people shit on comedy, too. Oh, you're just a stand-up. Yeah, but fuck you.
Yeah, I'm just a stand-up like George Carlin, Bill Hicks, and Eddie Murphy, and fucking Richard Pryor and Chris Rock. And Dave and fucking. That's just me. Just that old thing.
Mhm. But I mean, also, like I said, I like the darker jokes, and I didn't know if I was doing something right. I don't know if you've ever had that where you're like, am I doing the right type of joke? And one of the comedians, she's a comedian too, but her husband's a comedian. She had just had a miscarriage, and I was massaging her. It was just this moment that needed to happen. It was her and I. We were alone in a room. The show was going on, and I was like, "What is going on with your back?" And you know, she confessed. She's like, "I just had a miscarriage, blah 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 blah." And then I told her, you know, my brother's wife or fiance just had a miscarriage, and she's like, "Yeah, but what are you gonna do?" And I go, "I don't know, write a bit about it." She's like, "You have a miscarriage bit?" And I go, "Yeah." And she's like, "Tell me." And I'm like, "Fuck, no." And I did, and she laughed. And she laughed and she cried.
Yeah.
And she said, "Thank you, I needed that." And that's when I was like, okay, this is good. This is where I should be. Like, have you ever had a moment where you're like,
Yeah.
I'm going to flip you over now.
Cool.
Are you still cold? Or you good? Your feet are freezing.
I'm cold. I'm cold out here, Joe. Do you want to move the
yeah.
mic?
Oh, no, mic's fine. It's good.
No one complains about the mic?
The only one that's complained about the mic.
No one complains in the audience?
No.
All right.
Now don't make me all self-conscious. The only person that's complained is one of my patients, but I don't know. I mean, it's loud enough. I mean, it's picking everything up.
All right, cool.
So, let's wrap your foot like a mommy. Make you feel better. So I have a friend who is madly in love with you, by the way.
Great.
Yeah. She wanted to come be my lotion girl today.
Uh-oh.
But then she decided to get a boyfriend. So.
Is she horrible?
She is not. She's actually a really good comedian. She's going to go far. She has charisma and she's adorable, so she's already got that stuff up.
Is she working?
She is a nanny. She's not working yet. But yeah.
How does her love manifest for me?
She told me not to mention her.
Great.
Yeah, because I told her, and she was jokingly saying, "Oh, I want to be your lotion girl." And then I told her that I had a date and I was coming over here, and she's like, "You better not say my name, and you better not mention me." And I was like, "Oh, you can't tell me stuff like that because it's gonna come out."
Well, yeah, but now I don't. I just know that someone out there is in love with me.
Madly in love with you.
And doesn't know me, and I don't know her, so it's confusing.
Well, I shouldn't say madly because now she has a boyfriend.
Right.
And
she's got a relationship to protect.
Yeah, and she's like, "You know what? Never mind. I'm like, fine. All right." Like it was going to happen anyway. It's funny.
When a woman fantasizes about a guy, is it like 80% just doing stuff with the guy, or is it all sexual? To me, it's like, we're going to do chores.
We're gonna
He's
sit
gonna
around.
look at me. We're gonna go to the fair.
He's gonna brush my hair.
Yeah, like we're gonna build a thing. Whereas the guy, it's just like, no, I'm fucking him.
Okay, I thought it was like that. Like I thought it was women were like, oh, fantasy. We're gonna watch my favorite movie. He's gonna rub my feet. But then I got into the writing world. And the books that sell, basically a guy sees a girl and he's like, my dick's going in there. Whatever hole, I don't care. And I don't know now. I think it's different.
But I think you think it's more dick-centric?
I do. I also think that the Kindle is this century's like sexual revolution. Because you used to have to carry around a book with that dirty-ass cover on it. And now you have this innocuous black tablet.
Fabio.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And now you have this innocuous black tablet that you could be reading the news, you could be reading about brother-sister porn, and nobody knows.
Yeah. Is that a big genre?
It is.
Is it really?
Yeah. Well, stepbrother or stepsister. It's
Which is mostly just about convenience.
I think so.
For real.
You're right.
It's like, what's the you're not supposed to, but there's really no reason not to.
Right.
It's just fucking local. Like the girl next door, fucking drive somewhere, you fucking dirtbag.
So they just want farm to table.
Yeah, they just want fucking a local access.
Took all the romance out.
Yeah, it's not fun. And no, it's just fucking laziness. It's sheer laziness.
I fucking love that.
All right, so that girl who was in love with me she wants a lot of dick action. She doesn't want to do anything.
I don't know if she wants dick. Yeah, she probably wants dick action.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll ask her.
But the problem with women is, I think that they think they want dick action, and then they end up. It's like I was wanting to do a joke about how a guy would be like, "I'll fuck you right now. I could be inside you in 20 seconds." If a guy wants to fuck a girl, and if a girl wants to fuck a guy, she'd be like, "We should get a drink." No, let's fuck. Yeah, but we should get right now. Like no, like let me. Like there's a sequence that women need to adhere to make it feel sanctioned.
I don't know. I don't
maybe
know.
You're. I mean, again, I think in theory women are like braver than they are, or they want to be like, yeah, just fuck me.
Yeah.
Where in if it came down to it, to be like, you're not gonna judge me and all that shit.
I accidentally 2 years ago got into a dick pic group because there was another Joy Eileen. They added me to this, and all the women share these dick pics that they get. I don't share any because I don't get any, but I don't want to leave it because I don't want to look like a prude. And these women are like, "Oh my God, I just met this guy who sent me his dick. I'm going over to his house." So I don't know. I think it's more. I think like that whole concept of when you're married, it's done.
Right or wrong, or
yeah, I think it's different. Because I know, but I also know married women are like, "Oh my God, you still have sex with your husband?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's the only dick I'm allowed to touch now."
Yeah.
Like, sorry.
Yeah.
And,
So the women who in the dick pic group are mostly married or not?
Some of them are. Some of them aren't. Some of them post pictures of their husband's dick inside of them. It's very, very graphic. Oh shit.
Good for them.
Many different dicks. And yeah, good for them.
And are they especially sexual, this group? Or it's just
yes.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I also don't have a lot of friends, so I don't hang out with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And the people I do hang out with are authors.
Right.
Or comedians.
And they're romance authors.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
And not even romance. Like, my book, even though they have
graphic,
sex in it, they, like, mine could almost be considered young adult.
Yeah, well, you got wolves in it, so.
Those aren't mine. There you go. Just relax, I got you.
She says an hour into it.
Relax now.
Yeah.
Now that I'm about to pack up and leave.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but that's interesting. I love the fact that you're just like, fuck it, I'm done. Like, this is what I like to do now.
Yeah, I don't, it's a weird thing to even admit, like, because it's like almost antisocial to just go like, I'm up for a couple commercials right now, maybe I'll direct them, but otherwise, I'm good. I'm on the road. I'm doing a bunch of shows this week in New York and LA and Philly. And people are coming out and the shows are selling. So I'm like, why? What? This is a fucking great job.
Right, and then you're gonna go to Taiwan.
Yeah, I'm going to Thailand,
Thailand, that's what I
Hong
meant.
Kong. So I don't have any fucking idea of what I'm going to do. But I'm going to pursue happiness.
Fuck yeah.
How about that?
Set my thumb in your shoulder blade.
Right, but that's long term.
Your thumb's about to leave.
Yeah,
your traps are super tight.
That's them weights, girl.
Them damn weights. I get it. My niece is a personal trainer, and she kicks my ass for $5, and it hurts.
Yeah.
And she's also has no body fat on her. And she likes to go, oh, you know what time it is? It's time to take your shirt off. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to put another one on. That's fantastic. I appreciate it.
When does she say it's time to take your shirt off?
When it gets hot,
Oh,
and
got
we're like lifting.
Got it.
She just got certified in Olympic lifting. So fuck my life. It snatches and jerks.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. No, thank you. But I do them because I also don't want to look like a pussy.
Yeah.
And she's 24 and I'm 37, so I have to
Yeah.
pretend. Yeah, I got it, and then I go home and I'm all,
Hurt yourself. Yeah.
she's so mean.
Keep it on the way back.
Aw, see? He's like, all right. Where'd you get him?
My friend gave him to me. He was found, I think, on the street.
He's a good boy.
He's such a good boy.
Hi.
Buddy, are you over here?
Mm-hmm. All right, is there anything you want to say? Anything you want to plug?
No.
Okay.
Neal Brennan's trying to have a good life.
You plug happiness.
Yeah. Don't, just do what you're inspired to do.
Unless you don't know what that is, because some people don't.
If you don't know what it is, just do something profitable and manageable until you're inspired.
There you go.
How about that?
All right. How do you
Catch
feel?
me outside. How about that? Hey, sit down, buddy. Actually, don't sit down. Sorry, my shit's on your bed.
He's like,
I feel
"Hey,
great. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. I'm gonna end this.
Stop it. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode with Neal Brennan. Please like, comment, subscribe, anything like that to keep this going. I love this podcast, and I'd really like to do more with it. We have a live podcast where we actually pull audience members from the audience to get massages, and I'd really like to keep doing that. So like, comment, subscribe, anything like that. I'd really appreciate it. Send us an email at joyshappyendings@gmail.com. And until next time, have a happy ending.